Business groups and economic pundits welcome Bongbong Marcos's initial picks for his economic team. The incoming president is banking on tried and tested officials who have served in previous administrations. A new internet player is in town. Elon Musk's Starlink gets the go signal from the National Telecommunications Commission to offer internet services in the country soon. And speaking of new players, basketball teams start prepping for the Philippine Cup, which kicks off in June. Fast, focused, and fearless. Here's a roundup of stories we're watching now. I'm Sean Yao. President-elect Bongbong Marcos's economic team picks are getting an early thumbs up from the private sector. Gerard de la Peña with the story.
The business community has been keeping close tabs on who will make up Marcos Jr.'s economic team. And with familiar names announced, they can start breathing a sigh of relief.
Very reassuring. Most of them have been in public servants before, no? Okay naman ang mga track record nila, and they have done well. And I think having this experience, government officials back would be a benefit, no?
President-elect Bongbong Marcos appointed Bangko Sentral Governor Ben Jocno as Finance Secretary. Replacing him as BSP Governor is Monetary Board member Felipe Medalla. Philippine Competition Commission Chairman Arsenio Balisacan will be returning to lead the National Economic and Development Authority. The Philippine Chamber of Commerce and Industry said they have already talked to incoming Trade Secretary Alfredo Pascual.
Ang assurance is that he is very open to collaboration with private sector. And yan ang pinaka-crucial, no? But we have to work together, government and the private sectors, to really be able to avoid any high inflation.
The Management Association of the Philippines, where Pascual currently serves as president, is confident that the new trade chief will be able to carry out his mandate of uplifting the small entrepreneurs.
No, the markets are uncertain. You will always feel the remnants of COVID still hovering. And you will see the inflation of the Ukraine war. There will be, again, monetary reversals by the Fed and the ending of the expansion cycle. So the budgets are going to be very, very tight. No? That's why we need very experienced hands who know what to do and provide that level of market credibility. So for Fred, I think he knows what he's going to do.
The Philippine Exporters Confederation also welcomed the new set of appointees.
We are very happy with the choices. Yung unang fear namin is baka magiging mga political appointees. Yung mga yun kinausap at some of them pinag-usapan pa magsilbi.
A political economist also believes that the incoming admin picked a stellar cast for its economic team.
Well, I think it's an 18. Almost all of them have the academic credentials, and they also have the experience. Medalla, Jocno, and Balisacan all have PhDs in economics and were former professors of the UP School of Economics, while Pascual used to be a consultant with ADB and former president of the University of the Philippines. So they're all tried and tested.
The new set of economic managers, though composed of seasoned economists, will have to contend with rising consumer prices and ballooning external debt. The business group said the incoming administration should be careful in choosing the next agriculture chief amid the looming food shortage owing to the tension between Ukraine and Russia and the ensuing recession in Europe. For News 5, Gerard de la Peña, We Are One News.
For his part, returning NEDA Chief Arsenio Balisacan vows to push for a more inclusive economic growth under the Marcos government. Shaila Francisco with the report.
Instead of leaving the government after his stint as Philippine Competition Commission Chairman, Arsenio Balisacan decided to accept the offer to return as Secretary of the National Economic and Development Authority. He held the same post during the administration of former President Noynoy Aquino. Balisacan says he and President-elect Bongbong Marcos share the same ideas in terms of economic direction.
We would want to see the economy recover quickly from the pandemic and move on to a post-pandemic development. We would want to restore the economy to a high growth trajectory of 6 to 8%.
The goal now is to be more inclusive in terms of growth and to have poverty rate reduced to single digit by 2028 from the current 23.7%. Aside from improving the productivity of the agriculture sector, Balisacan wants to boost the manufacturing sector.
Manufacturing has, or the growth of manufacturing has been a major source of poverty reduction. It's a driver for poverty reduction. It's simply because the manufacturing provides high quality employment even for the semi-skilled workers.
The incoming NEDA chief also plans to strengthen public-private partnerships for infrastructure.
The private sector can take a greater role in the provision of development of infrastructure, not only in the on the usual roads and bridges and airports and highways, but even to areas like hospitals, health facilities.
For Metro Pacific Investments Corporation, this is a welcome development.
Given the nature of our core businesses, MPIC will remain as a partner of the government, and we look forward to having a dialogue with the incoming administration on how we can be of assistance.
MPIC Chairman Manuel V. Pangilinan lauded the choices of Marcos Jr. for his economic team. He's also in favor of the incoming administration's plan to study tax reforms and provide relief to the business community.
Encouraging signs, very encouraging signs, and we all have to support him and help in his success, because it will be good for the country overall.
Shaila Francisco, we are One News.
Incoming Public Works Secretary Manny Bonoan will continue the Duterte administration's ambitious Build, Build, Build program. In an interview with the chiefs, Bonoan said he's been given the directive to finish the ongoing infrastructure projects at the soonest. He added that the next administration will also pursue building more farm-to-market roads as well as additional hospitals.
We need to look at the list of other projects that are being considered and reprioritize them at the same time to
Yes, sir.
to look at yung mga high impact projects that can contribute immediately to propel the much needed economic recovery of the country.
We'll be back with more stories after this quick break. Keep it here on One News. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Sean Yao. The Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas wants e-sabong options removed from the mobile apps of the financial institutions under its purview. This comes on the back of President Dutertes' directive to suspend all e-sabong operations in the country. The BSP likewise directed financial institutions to assist account holders in cashing out the remaining e-sabong funds. Supervised institutions are also ordered to disable transfer options from e-wallets to e-sabong accounts within 30 days. Barangay Ginebra has started prepping for the return of the PBA Philippine Cup in June. Marty Bautista with the story.
Just a month after winning the PBA Governor's Cup crown, Barangay Ginebra players are back preparing for the upcoming season. News 5 had the chance to catch up with them and their coaching staff on their expectations. Ginebra is on full pedal with twice-a-day practice sessions since last week.
Are you ready for the Philippine Cup?
No, not yet. Not yet. I think physically we're not ready yet, but we will be. And that's something we're working towards. The All-Filipino is all-consuming. That's everybody wants to win the All-Filipino. That's the key.
Ginebra was able to add more depth to their roster with the addition of 3x3 standouts Jeremiah Gray and Jason David. While Gray will be out as he recovers from his ACL injury, Coach Tim has already described David as a hidden gem. But the former Ginebra 3x3 says he has yet to adjust to the 5x5 format.
Medyo naninibago dahil tagal kong walang 5-on-5 eh. So, minsan ang bilis ko, kailangan pala bagalan ko kasi sanasanay ako 12-second shot clock lang. Ganun, 24 seconds na pala.
The PBA Best Player of the Conference and Governor's Cup Finals MVP also has good things to say about their preparations with the new kid on the block.
I think merong good spot dito si Jason, and especially sa attitude niya ngayon talagang parang nare-remind ako sa sarili ko dati nung rookie ako. Yung mentality niya talagang go hard palagi sa practice.
The Philippine Cup is set to start on June 5, with the league beginning with a preseason press conference next Monday. For News 5, Marty Bautista, We Are One News.
And here's a quick look at today's other top story. A Washington-based think tank has flagged 3 separate instances of Chinese Coast Guard vessels challenging Philippine research vessels in the West Philippine Sea. The Asia Maritime Transparency Initiative warned that this could be a preview of what the Marcos administration can expect from Beijing in the next 6 years. Elon Musk's Starlink has secured government approval to start providing internet services in the Philippines. This is after the National Telecommunications Commission approved their value-added service provider registration. And in the NBA, the Golden State Warriors advanced to the NBA Finals after taking down the Dallas Mavericks in Game 5, 120-110. Steph Curry was named as the first ever Magic Johnson Western Conference Finals MVP. For more updates, visit News 5, The Philippine Star, and Business World Online. Visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. You can also catch One News on the Signal Play app. Register for a free account at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. Masks on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. I'm Sean Yao. We are One News.